Hello and welcome to my first look at the Imperial Armour Index Forces of the Adeptus Astartes. This book will cost you £15. It's in the same vein as all the other index books that Games Workshop released over the summer. It is quite a thin book, which is surprising really. It's actually smaller than the Xenos book. It only consists of 80 pages, which isn't very many at all for sort of £15. But then again, it does only contain all the data sheets, doesn't contain any of the lore or any backstory or anything like that to any of the models in here. It says here that you've got 70 unit data sheets, which is obviously 7 less than the Xenos book. Personally, I would have preferred if they had these 80 pages in with the Forces of the Militarum, and then in the Xenos have the Chaos in there as well, so you only have 2 books that have all the data sheets in, rather than, you know, I think there's 4 in total. But it is what it is. If you want to play your 40k and you want to use your Forge World Space Marine units, you pretty much have to get this book for their rules. So let's have a look. So the contents, you've got the battle armour, so it starts off with all the Land Raiders and the Sokarans, your heavy armour, like your Spartans, your Cerberus, your Fellblades, your Dreadnoughts, all your normal Dreadnoughts and your Contemptors, your Strikecraft, like your Xiphon and your Thunderhawks and your Stormbirds, your battlefield support, like your Whirlwinds and your Drop Pods. Then it does have a section of Grey Knights, Inquisition and Adeptus Astartes, and then you've got the character appendix and all the appendices themselves. So it starts off with the introduction and the rules and the data sheets and how it works. You've got additional rules here. You've got a relic, and also it talks about macro weapons too. So Adeptus Astartes battle armour kicks off with a Deimos Patton relic Predator. Power level of 11. That's actually an elite choice. So you've got a Predator in an elite choice. That's brilliant. That means that you can really be flexible in terms of your heavy support. And a heavy support choice, speaking of which, is a Deimos Patton Vindicator Laser Destroyer. A transport option is the Infernum Patton Razorback. Heavy support, a Relic Land Raider Proteus, Land Raider Helios, Prometheus, an Achilles, and then an elite choice is a Relic Sokaran battle tank. So you've got another elite choice here as a Sokaran, and also that can be an elite choice is a Relic Sokaran Venator, which is the tank destroyer one. The Punisher, which has the Punisher rotary cannon, which is 18 shots. Strength 5, pretty good. But it doesn't have the Arcus. The Arcus, I think the rules are on Forge World's website, and it doesn't have the Omega tank destroyer as well, the one with the big plasma cannons on. The heavy armour, you've got a Relic Spartan assault tank, power level of 23, 20 wounds, it's got the quad las cannons. Relic Typhon heavy siege tank, power level of 27. So the Dreadhammer siege cannon, although the strength is a 10 and it's 24-inch range, if it doesn't move it can double up to 48. The AP is -5, which is brilliant, but in the previous rule it ignored cover. So that should have carried over to this, and it didn't, and that's shocking, because that was one of the main reasons why you'd have one. Relic Cerberus heavy tank destroyer. I think they fixed the heavy neutron pulse array so it doesn't actually damage itself, and the damage is 3 plus d6, so you could have a damage 9 there. You've got a Relic Fellblade super heavy tank, Falchion tank destroyer, which still has probably the best damage output of any super heavy tank at the moment, because you've got the quad las cannons, so you've got 8 las cannon shots at 48-inch range, or you can go for the laser destroyers. But you've got the twin volcano cannon, which is its strength 16, 120-inch range, heavy 2d6 with a damage of 2d6 too. Then a Relic Mastodon, so power level of 44. So these are all Lord of Wars. All of these are heavy armours, including the Spartan, that's now a Lord of War. So you can use your Relic Mastodon if you wish. It can transport 40. It can transport 2 Dreadnoughts, Venerable Dreadnoughts, Contemptor Dreadnoughts, but it can't transport Primaris. Primaris are banned from the Mastodon, alright? It may be a massive siege transport, but you guys are just too tall to go in that transport. You can't even crouch. Adeptus Astartes Dreadnoughts. You've got a Mortis Dreadnought, a Siege Dreadnought, a Contemptor Mortis Dreadnought, Chaplain Venerable Dreadnought. Very interesting thing here is that the one that I equipped mine with has got a plasma cannon, and you can't actually fit a plasma cannon on there because it just has 2 Storm Bolters and 2 Dreadnought close combat weapons, or you can have an Inferno Cannon, Multi-Melt Assault Cannon, or Twin Lance Cannon. So they missed out the plasma cannon. So I might have to buy another weapon now for my Dreadnought, but well. Relic Contemptor Dreadnought, Relic Deredio Dreadnought, and a Relic Leviathan. So yes, you can use your Leviathans in the 40k. I forgot to mention that the Mortis and the Siege and the other Contemptor Mortis are all heavy support. The Chaplain is an HQ. The Relic Contemptor and the Relic Deredio are elites, but the Leviathan is a heavy support. So a bit of a mismatch there of sort of elites and heavy support for different dreadnoughts. Then you've got the Strike Craft. So you've got a Land Speeder Tempest, which I have, really nice model, fast attack. A Relic Javelin Attack Speeder, so you can use your Javelin Attack Speeders in your army. That's an elite choice. For a flyer, you've got a Xiphon Interceptor, a Storm Eagle Assault Gunship, a Storm Eagle Assault Gunship Rock Pattern. I don't know why you'd use a standard one compared to that, although the Rock Pattern, it does look faction keywords Minotaurs, but I still think you could use it. But the Rock Missile Launcher is amazing. Another flyer, the Fire Raptor Assault Gunship, the Acestus Assault Ram. Lord of War choices, you've got a Thunderhawk Assault Gunship, a Thunderhawk Transporter, which they don't make the model of anymore, but that Thunderhawk is just a fantastic model. 30 wounds, 42 points, carries you 30 Space Marines, but you can't carry Primaris and other models. So it's either a normal Space Marine or a normal Primaris transport itself. If it carries Primaris, then it can transport 15. So Primaris take the place of 2 Space Marines basically. Which sort of makes sense. Thunderhawk Transporter, which they don't make the model for, as I said. And then finally the Sokar Patton Stormbird. It's power level of 50, 40 wounds. You can transport 50 models in there. You can put a Rhino in there, which occupies 25 model space. You can put a Rhino in there and 25 models. And then it's got loads of excellent rules there, which I'll go through in the review. Adeptus Astartes Battlefield Support. So you've got the Damocles Command Rhino as an HQ choice, heavy support as Whirlwind Hyperios. Elite choice is a Whirlwind Scorpius. That's great that it's a elite choice because its Scorpius multi-launcher is it's not as good as it was or it is in Horus Heresy being AP3. It's actually AP -2 in this, and the main reason why you'd have it before was because of the AP3. Heavy support, you've got a Rapier Carrier. Fast attack, Tarantula Sentry Gun, Air Defense Battery. I never understood why they're fast attack, but there you go. Transport, you've got a Lucius Pattern Dreadnought Drop Pod. I wish that they made those in plastic because people seem to be dropping dreadnoughts all over the place. Deathstorm Drop Pod as a fast attack choice. And then a building or fortification as a Castellum Stronghold, 40 points. And it's a really nice looking bunker type thing. Look, there it is. Lovely model, bit pricey now though. War Machines of the Grey Knights, Inquisition and Adeptus Sororitas. So Grey Knights transport straight away. You've got a Grey Knights Vortimer Pattern Razorback. It's just a Razorback but with a twin side cannon. Elite choice, a Grey Knights Doomglaive Pattern Dreadnought. Again, just normal Dreadnought, but you've got a Nemesis Doomglaive on it. Heavy support, you've got a Vortimer Pattern Land Raider Redeemer. Looks amazing. I know it's a plastic and resin kit, but the Flamestorm cannons and the side cannons just, yeah, make it look brilliant. And then Lord of War, they get a Grey Knights Thunderhawk Assault Gunship. Heavy support, Inquisition Land Raider Prometheus. And a Sororitas Repressor for transport. Then you've got a character Appendix. So all these characters are HQ choices. Straight away you've got Lord High Commander Kareb Cullen, Master of the Red Scorpions of the Badab War era. He's got the Blade of the Scorpion. He's got a Save of 2+ and Iron Halo of a 4+. It doesn't say he's got Terminator armor there, but it does have a keyword Terminator. Really nice model, and obviously the Leviathan Dreadnought that's recently just come out just builds on that. You know, to get both of them together and have a Red Scorpion. I mean, it's very, very tempting, the models that the Forge World are making with those. Lugft Huron, the Tyrant of Badab. He's for the Astral Claws. Armenius Valthex. He's for the Astral Claws. Captain Corian Sumatris for the Astral Claws / Tiger Claws. Arc Centurion Karnak Commodus, he's for the Astral Claws. Lord Asterion Moloch, got a black spear and a storm shield, and he's a Terminator. Chaplain Ivanus Encomi, or Encomi, for the Minotaurs. Magister Severin Loth, for the Red Scorpions. Tiberos the Red Wake, for the Carcharodons. Chaplain Dreadnought Titus, for the Howling Griffins. Lieutenant Commander Anton Narvaez, for the Marines Errant. Captain Tarnus Vale, for the Fire Angels. Lias Izodon, for the Raptors. Malakim Foros, for the Lamenters. Captain Mordecai Blaylock, for the Nova Marines. Captain Pelis Mirsan, for the Salamanders. Brearth Ashmantle, for the Salamanders. Harath Shen, Master Apothecary of the Salamanders Chapter, obviously he's for Salamanders. Azra Redth, for the Mantis Warriors. High Chaplain Thulsar Kane, for the Executioners. Captain Silas Alberek, for the Exorcists. Knight Captain Elam Corbray, for the Firehawks. Valen Cal, for Sons of Medusa. Captain Zucral Androcles, for the Star Phantoms. Inquisitor Lord Hector Rex, obviously he's an Inquisitor. Inquisitor Lord Solomon Locke, and Hecaton Aeacos, for the Minotaurs. So I think a lot of those characters don't actually have models. So it would be nice for Forge World to follow up on that and bring those models for them at some point. Then you've got the appendices, which goes through the points values and points values for the weapons. And then within Adeptus Astartes, you've got the war gear as well. So that's decent, because this time around they've gone for putting all the points of all the units for Adeptus Astartes and all the Inquisition and things, and the Sisters of Battle, and they've gone through all the war gear. So it's very oddly sort of organised. So they've got the Adeptus Astartes points, then the Inquisition points, then the Adeptus war gear, and then the Inquisition war gear and the weapons. So it's really odd compared to the other, like the Astra Militarum one, where it has the faction and then it has the war gear straight after, and so on. So it would have been nice if they had them completely separate. So you had the Adeptus Astartes costs, the Inquisition costs. So it would be better if they had it in the order of the Adeptus Astartes points costs, then the weapons, then the Inquisition points, and then the Inquisition weapons, rather than it being sort of disjointed like it is. Or even all jumbled up as one, but it's probably best to have a bit of a separation. But anyway, that is my first look at the Imperial Armour Index Forces of the Adeptus Astartes. Even if you have a few Space Marine vehicles and models that you use in Horus Heresy and you want to bring them over to 40k, this book allows you to do that in the form of relic units. What do you guys think of the rules? Please do put it in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.